Hello. Today I want to discuss pain. I think if you've been hanging out with me for a while, you probably know my little saying that I believe pain is pleasure. And no, not in the masochistic way, but in a sense where in order for us to fully comprehend and process the pleasures of our own life, we also have to process and comprehend the pains of our lives as well. And in doing so, we can find beauty in both. And I think it's really beautiful. Personally, I honestly think that experiencing pain can be one of the most beautiful blessings that any of us can ever have, because when we feel pain, it's a physical release and it's a mental release as well. We have to understand that our bodies, we feel things in a physical fashion because our bodies don't have any other way to process that, right? So when we have a lot of painful circumstances, like I have had at times, I find it to be best to take those emotions when they happen and let them exist as needed. So that means if I'm having a hard day, I know that if I bottle up my feelings for an extended period of time, I will get reactive because I no longer have a bandwidth anymore. I become aggressive. I become insecure. I become malicious towards people around me and those that I care about. And it's purely because I'm in pain. And I don't like allowing past feelings and emotions to control how I interact with those that I care about around me. But I also understand that that is unavoidable. There will be times where I experience a lot of pain. But what I can do is I can try to mediate the effect that I have on those around me. And over time, I've slowly come to realize that I've been building up this resistance to having like emotional outbursts or losing control of my feelings and emotions. Granted, I haven't been downright antagonized in about 6 or so months since I quit my last job, but I think it still stands, you know? It's practice. We're never going to be good at something immediately, you know? Like, especially when it comes to feeling our emotions. And with feeling our emotions, we let go of our emotions as well. Because each time we allow ourselves to process the pain, it hurts just a little bit less. I've used this analogy in the past, but I've learned it from someone that I care about very much. I believe that there's a ball in a box, right? And then there's a button. Just a little tiny button. And the ball, when you first experience trauma, is this huge, massive thing. And over time, it starts shrinking and it starts being able to move around, you know? So at first, you may have not felt anything because the ball was not able to transition around within the space. But as it shrinks, that button gets hit a little bit more because the ball is really big. And now it can be jostled around more freely. After that, The neighbors' dogs are so cute. Yes, but after that, it'll slowly start shrinking again as you process the pain. The button will stay the same size, and maybe the pain becomes the size of a marble so that it doesn't even have enough force to pressure the button mechanism anymore. Maybe that'll happen for you if you're lucky. But you're not going to get there if you don't feel. And I understand how intimidating that can be. It's something that we're taught to conceal because we're told that other people won't understand our emotions. But I feel that most of the time we can understand and comprehend other people's emotions, but we demonize and villainize ourselves for feeling those very same emotions. It's very counterintuitive. It's very, very counterintuitive. I don't know. It's something to think about. Like, if you can't be nice to yourself, how do you think that you're actually being kind to the people around you? You know? Because if you can't even show yourself kindness, how can you ensure that you are treating those around you with actual kindness? Are you patient with your pain? Or do you just try to lock it away? Or even worse, do you just like sit on that little button and then just take the pain because you feel that you deserve the pain? That's even worse. Don't do that either. Allow it to happen when it happens. And I know what you're saying. You're like, girl, what do you mean? What if I'm in like a public space and I just need to cry? No one's gonna give a fuck if you cry. I'm sorry to tell you this. I mean, you matter a lot, but if people see you crying, they might ignore you, or they might give you like a weird look because they're confused and they don't understand what's happening. But most of the time, people have compassion and they'll see you and they'll feel with you, even if they don't do anything with you. Because sometimes other people have their own lives too, and they can't always be there to support you in the way that you want. So you need to be able to be kind to yourself and support yourself. It's what you gotta do, boo. It's all you gotta do. And it's never easy. It's like a never-ending seesaw where you just go up and you're just like, oh, I think I got it this time, I think I got it this time. And then life's like, oh, honey, there's another aspect of that you haven't figured out yet, and you gotta try to be patient and process this too. And then you're just like, oh, well, shit, I guess today is not as easy as I wanted it to be. Life is tricky. Life is very tricky. I'm reminded of balance as we discuss this, because I think we conflate balance with peace, when in fact balance is not peace. Balance is finding an equilibrium between your pain and your pleasure. And that's what you gotta do.